Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 5, the last day of the Reid Sew Along. Today we'll be sewing the side seams, adding the cuffs or hemming the sleeves depending on the choice that you went with, and adding the waistband on the bottom, and of course the snaps or buttons at the top, but that's up to you how you would like to add those. So let's start by sewing the side seams. So you want to bring your shirt right sides together. You want to match the arm opening here, the arm pit point, and then the sleeves, and pin in place. Use as many pins as you would feel comfortable with. And of course repeat with the other side. Okay. So armpit matched. I'm not going to add in any more pins. If you're a beginner or you're more comfortable adding pins throughout, definitely do that. Keep the raw and the pattern follows again a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So after this step, it will look like a shirt. Very nice. Okay, I'll pause this for an instant just to show you the short sleeve option. So for the short sleeve option, remember yesterday you did a memory hem on the sleeves before you attach them. So what you need to do today is open it up and sew your side seams just exactly the way you did it here. Exactly the same way. On both sides, of course. So now what you want to do is fold the memory hem that you made, like so, on both sleeves, and hem it with your cover stitch or your sewing machine with a twin needle or a zigzag stitch, whatever you're comfortable with. Simply by running your stitch on the edge, on the inner edge here. Make sure that you feel for where the edge meets the shirt. Make sure that it's enclosed. Where are my scissors? I have so many scissors and I always lose them. So this is the short sleeve option, and of course we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Again, we're going to fold the memory hem that we made. It's going to stay in place because we've made that memory hem yesterday, and we're going to run a stitch. Gorgeous is this thread. I will never get enough of this unicorn made thread. So you can see from the inside, this is what it looks like. And from the outside, gorgeous. So this is for the hem option. And now we're going to go back to the other shirt and we're going to do the cuffs option and add the waistband. And this is the shirt with just the hem. And this one I actually lengthened it a little bit on the cut line that had the waistband. I lengthened that one a little bit and I'm hemming it. But I do believe there's both options included. Or no, there's only one for waistband, I think. Can't remember. But this one will be hemmed on the bottom just like I hemmed the sleeves. So let's get back to the cuffs and waistband. We have our shirt done. Take your two cuffs and fold them lengthwise, just like you do usually with a neckband. Press it, open it back up, and sew it in a loop along the short end. And now open it up, refold it where the memory press was, and set it aside for now. Now take your other cuff and do the same thing. We're matching the fold and we're stitching open the cuff all along the short end. Okay, open it back up and repress it where that fold is. Keep in mind, if you're using a directional print, to double check that it's viewed the way you want it to be. Honestly, I'm not so worried about the cuffs. Okay, now grab your shirt and one of the sleeves, right side up, and I like to place my sleeve inside my cuff like so, matching the inside seam, like the side seam, with the cuff seam. Pin it in place. And you can also find the middle point if you want, but I just like to use my hands to equally stretch the cuff to fit the sleeve. And I usually just add one more clip. I don't go overboard with the clips on the cuffs. No judgment, you can do whatever is comfortable for you. And then I stitch it down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This is a size 12, so this is the biggest size in the pattern. If you're sewing for little ones, you might find it difficult to sew the cuffs from the outside. So definitely use the method that I'm using right now, where you have your presser foot inside the sleeve. A lot of people sew the cuffs like this all around, and that's not a problem. But the problem is when the sleeve is very narrow, it will be uncomfortable to sew. So I've gotten myself used to sewing from the inside regardless of the size I'm making. Okay. And I lost my scissors again. So one cuff is done, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, with the sleeve right side up, slide your cuff in so that the seams match. And then stitch all around by stretching the cuff to match the arm opening, and not making sure that you don't stretch the sleeve. And it's not a big stretch. So here are our cuffs added to the sleeves. Next we have to add the waistband. So for the waistband, again, I've pressed it lengthwise, and I pressed it wrong sides together. I'm going to open it up just like I did with the cuffs and the neckband. Bring it together, right sides together, to create a loop. And I will stitch it down. Okay, open it back up, fold it, and now I'm much more interested in making sure the direction is correct when worn. So this is the right sides for me, because the Lego pieces are directional. So I'm going to put a clip where the seam is. That will go in the back. And now I'm going to mark the 1/4 points by folding it like this. So this is the center front. This will become the center front. And now I'm bringing the waistband, matching the pins that I did, and finding the side seams right now. So these will go on the side seam. Okay, set that aside for now. Grab your shirt and mark your center front and center back of the bottom. So how we do that is we bring it wrong sides together, matching the side seams. We don't need to mark those because we can see them where they are. And mark the center back and then the center front. Okay? And there you have it. So now you want to take your waistband and making sure that the seam goes in the back. You want to place this right sides together, matching the center front, center back, and the side seams. Keep in mind that the seam of the waistband goes in the back. And this is a waistband that you will be stretching to fit. You can stretch as you sew, or you can stretch and pin in place. Again, side with the side. Side with the side. So now, if you prefer, you can add a couple of pins throughout. Maybe I'll add one more. So I stretch the waistband to fit the quarter here, and I'll add a pin, and I'll go on each quarter and stretch the waistband to fit the shirt. Don't stretch the shirt, and add a pin, and the same for all quarters. This will ensure an even distribution of the waistband on the waist, instead of being gathered in one spot and flat on another. It doesn't look good. Okay. So I'm going to sew with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and I'm going to just stretch just the waistband. Waistband is added. This pretty much concludes the sewing part of the sew along. The only thing we have left to do, if you've done the handy option, is to add your snaps. And I think I'm going to do some pretty like rainbow, because it works with the vibe, rainbow spring snaps. I have some from Wizardry, so I will meet you at the table and show you how to do that. Before, I'm going to give it a good press, and I'll see you here in a second to show you how I add and mark my snaps. Okay, we're at the table. I have my hoodie here, and I'm going to mark the placement for the snaps. You can use buttons, you can use any kind of snaps you want, like the plastic ones. Not a fan of the plastic ones personally, but the metal ring ones would look cute. I'm going to be using the Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts spring snaps because I have them in rainbow. It would look so cute with my unicorn main thread. So make sure that you keep your plackets one on top of the other. I have my marking device from Amazon. I use this to make sure that my buttons are equally spaced. So I think I'm going to do 3. I think 3 should be enough. So if I do 3, it would be 1 here, here, and here. I don't know. I just don't want an even number. It's crazy. I'm crazy, right? So let's do 3. So I'm going to do 1 here, 1 here. Use whatever marking pen you want. You have that works for your fabric. I guess my friction gray doesn't really show that well, so I'll use a chalk because that shows all the time. Okay, so then I'm gonna go on the underneath and mark on the other side. Okay, so now using my punch hole tool, I'm going to punch a hole through both layers, and I think this one should be good enough. And then I'll be attaching the snaps with a hammer, so it might get loud. I might do just one and do the rest off camera because it gets loud. And it's no fun. Okay. Let's see. I'll try to keep the layers together and put a hole through both at the same time. If I can't, I have the marking on both sides, so I can definitely mark on both sides, and I think it's easier. As much as I wanted it all in one, it's hard because it's already sewn here. So I'll just put the holes individually, and that because that's why I put the markings on both sides. Okay, so the holes are done. Now we're going to take the spring snaps. Have 4 pieces. There's one piece that looks like this, one that looks like this. Oops. That's a little taller, and this is a pair. This will go, that's the male side of the spring snap. And then the one that's pretty on the outside, so the one that you want to be on the overlapped piece, is this one. The one that has the spring, the piece that has the actual spring, and the piece that has the pretty flat, sparkly top. The one that has the rainbow top. Okay, so that is the one that goes on top. So let's start with that one. I'm going to place this on here, and then the spring part like so on the other side. And using the tools that usually come with this, you're going to place your snap. Then you want to grab the piece that has the little knob here. They usually come in with two different pieces. One with the knob and one with a hole. You want one with the knob for this side. Place it right in there and give it a good smackaroo. Okay, so on the other side, you're going to take the male part and you're going to put the one that's longer on the back, so it comes out on the front, and then the top. Oops, without losing it. Come on. Okay, I'll take another one. I'm sure I'll find it afterwards. So you want to put the top right here and to place it again on your little desk. And now you'll use the piece that has the hole. So that hole will fit right in the top there. Smack it down. So this is what it would look like. So pretty. So pretty. So when you close it, it should close easily. I need to see what I've done there. And there. Okay. Let's do it again on the other ones. I'll start this time with the male part. And this will go here. And this will go on top. And again, with the whole part. Big smack. And last one. Again, the long part goes on the back. The short male part goes on the front. And you use the piece that has the hole. And there you go. So all three on this side are added. Let's add them on the other side too. And this time we're going to work with the spring part and the pretty top part. So you want the pretty part on the overlap edge, and then the spring. And now you're going to be using the part that has the little knob. There, and that's how it snaps together. You just need to make sure you snap it really tightly in there. Let's do that one last time, and you've survived the big hammering. Okay, so I want a pretty side and the spring side. And this is the quote-unquote female part. We have a pretty side that goes on the top, and then on the back we put the spring side, like so. And then we're going to hammer it in. Everywhere you buy this stuff should come with an instruction, but if it didn't, that's how you add it. I'll be your instruction. Okay, so let's do, I need to do this one a little better because it's not all the way in. And this should be it for the big hammering. Okay, this is what it looks like from the outside. So one side has the female part, one side has the male part and the pretty rainbow one. So now you can snap them. You can hear when you snap them together. Beautiful. So this is your shirt, all done. Gorgeous. Snap a picture of your completed Reid shirt and post it in the comments of day 5 album. You find the album in the Sew Along group on Facebook, and that will be your check-in. Make sure that if you want to qualify for the prize, you do check in there, because that's where I will be randomly selecting the prize winner, and the winner will get 3 patterns of choice from Elliedactyl, 1 gift card from Backstitch, and an early shopping pass for the next Backstitch round, which includes this beautiful brick. I'm trying to remember the correct name of the print. I can't remember. It's something with brick. You'll see it in the album, in the main album, in the main Backstitch group, where you have all the prints that come in the game around. Thank you so much for joining me this past 5 days. You do have a day to catch up, so if you're not ready yet, the Sew Along will end on Wednesday, so you have a few days to catch up. I will see you back here in my next one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!